Good morning, guys. Every time we do a transplant surgeries, and in our experience, more than 18 years experience of time, it happens to see different cases. Such kind of unique and different case we're going to discuss today. That's about a spoiled transplantation. Why I'm telling this is most of the patient will ask me when they before they come for transplantation, they'll ask interesting and intrigued question why this is expensive, because I compared with most of the clinic that is very cheap. And when you talk about the price, probably if you look for the cheapest transplantation, kindly remember there are more someone always there to charge lesser and lesser always. In the sense, if you find some price, there must be someone else who can do cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So that is not the criteria to choose the transplantation surgery, because here donor is most important, your surgeon skill is most important. When someone asks me that question why it is expensive, and of course it is not expensive, you have to compare the international level and see the prices, then you will understand it's very cheap. But however, this patient story is fallen as a prey for a kind of a black market, and that means small time clinics where doctors will not be there, only technicians will operate. That kind of clinic he had been to, then he underwent transplant, which is a disastrous outcome. That's what we are going to discuss in this video. Now, when the patient before coming to the consultation, they will have these kind of questions: why this is costly, why this is, what is the difference? Maybe their questions are genuine because they don't know what difference it is. Until they consult your surgeon, they will not understand what kind of quality you are going to get. Why this difference is just because of quality and surgeon skill and experience. Kindly remember, when surgeons or doctors does your hair transplantation, there is a possibility, slight possibility, failure can happen, but it cannot go wrong. When you get it on a transplant for lesser price with the black market kind of technicians operating or running the shows, then I'm sure you would get it may something can go wrong with, which is not good for your health also and the life also. That's the most important point when you choose the transplantation surgery. Well, when we come to this patient story, it happened to see him in my consultation. And the bad story is he did a transplantation with a black market kind of transplantation, and 3 times he did the transplant surgery. Believe me, 3 times someone has done a transplant for him, and every time they said 3,000 grafts have been harvested, but it's unlikely. And kindly remember, 3 times transplantation done, and he has come for me for consultation to repair his transplant surgery. That must be fourth time for his transplant. That's the thing. We need to see the donor. Donor is badly depleted. Hardly any hairs are grown in the front. Though he has a very fair skin and small scalp, there is hardly any hairs are grown. That means 3 times transplant went failure. Well, 3 times his transplantation went failure, and that is such a disastrous outcome. If you ask me why this 3 times, why did this man didn't get hair? And again, I'm going to tell you, it's a quality work. Surgery means we need to take meticulously grafts out, meticulously, carefully preserve it, and then carefully implant it. While implantation, if you implant very deep, also hair will not grow. If you implant very superficial, also hair will not grow. Lot many things are there in the surgery. That's beyond common man's knowledge. So, because someone has done just erratic kind of surgery, with just like that, he just ended up in getting a very disastrous bad outcome of surgery. Imagine someone is underwent 3 times transplantation and still there is no hair growth. Patient, you can understand the patient psychological status. So this patient, when we talk about 3 times failure, this patient is supposed to get good hair. Probably there are a few patients they cannot get good hair. That is a different story. This patient has a fantastic donor who's supposed to get good hair with a good surgeon. Unfortunately, because he had been to black market clinics, just because lucrative package, Someone offered him a very cheaper transplantation, so he thought, fine, I'm going to get it done cheaper price. Unfortunately, he met me earlier. Unfortunately, he could not make up his mind to go with us. Later on, he went to the black market kind of transplantation. 3 times he underwent transplant and came out with a disastrous outcome. Today, he came to me again saying that I want to get it repair my transplantation. Yeah. Now we are going to repair this patient with great difficulty because the backside donor is totally gone and patient is exhausted paying 3 times. And now again, kindly remember, it's not going to be free now because he is going to spend more money again. When he come to best surgeon, again he need to spend for the surgery. Fourth time he is spending the money. Kindly remember what kind of expectations this patient will have it and what kind of challenges we have on our shoulders, because fourth time for him, first time for us, we are doing the transplantation. He would expect a fantastic outcome. It's not a joke for a surgeon to get your hair back after 3 times donor has been depleted. That's what we are going to take this challenging case today, and we are going to plan very wisely and very smart way. Now we've taken this case for repairing purpose, challenging case. Kindly watch the results after 1 year and see how best we're going to achieve with less grafts and with a beautiful plan in our hand. Kindly keep watching the video until end. You'll understand the outcome what we got. When we planned his surgery on the table after shaving his backside hair, surprising to our knowledge, there are hardly any grafts. There are hardly any grafts in the donor where we can take donor. It was a very challenging situation for a surgeon to harvest the grafts because it is a fourth time and we hardly found any graft. So the great difficulty in nape of the neck and almost the parietal area, we tried to get grafts to fill in the front and mid scalp. Almost we could achieve almost 2051 grafts. That is a least number. We are supposed to get more than 3,500 grafts. In this case, unfortunately, we ended up in only getting 2051 grafts. With that grafts only, we need to plan and get the results. Now, patient had a very interesting question to me. I had done 3 times more than 6,000-7,000 grafts. Now, how can you get my results with only 2,000 grafts? That's another question he had in mind, and he was not confident. I'm sure we were confident about the surgery because the grafts were very good and very nice grafts were there, even though it is a less number. With 2051 grafts only we implanted. We sent him with a good successful surgery, and after 10 months it happened to see him. Kindly watch the results now. We achieved a fantastic outcome with only 2051 grafts. These results are after 1 year. You can see the density in the hairline, mid scalp and crown area. So we achieved a very fantastic. Patient is happy. We are also happy with these results. After transplantation, this patient is followed up with 6 to 8 PRPs. That is very important for this case, and with multivitamins therapy also. With this PRP and multivitamins, we could able to enhance his donor area again, and we achieved the best outcome also. Simple mistake is they think that everyone had posted results videos. That's not true. You no need to watch someone is putting a bandage or someone doing a surgery or immediately a surgery post-operative photos. That will not give you any idea for any patient. Most of the guys think that these are the results videos. No. Kindly watch only results after 8 months or 10 months to understand the quality of the transplantation. Not the bandage placement, not the surgery doing, not the post-operative implantation photos. You should only watch after 8 months or 10 months results video to understand the quality and results of the patient before and after. Otherwise, you will not get an idea. I think that clears your doubts to make up your mind to choose a best clinic. Conclusion of this interested patient and case is, if someone always wanted to go for a cheaper and budget transplant, I'm sure you end up like this. Kindly remember, you need to spend 4 times. The cost is more than the first time surgery, and he lost his donor where we cannot do second time also. All cheap budget transplant would definitely end up this kind of disastrous outcome. Kindly do good research before going to the transplantation rather than cheap transplant and budget transplants.